Forgiveness. How do I actually get there? And is it for the other person or is it about me? Because I found that you can't actually live your life carrying love and resentment in the same heart. Forgiving your partner might feel impossible, but here's the thing. It's not just possible, it's transformational. It's really the only way to truly move forward. So stick with me until the end because I have 5 steps that I want you to take that will help you start your forgiveness process today. Let's rebuild what was broken. And no, forgiveness doesn't mean letting them get away with not loading the dishwasher properly again. Hi, welcome here. I'm Pokes. If this is your first time, welcome to Pokes on Relationships. This station we talk everything relationships. Forgiveness isn't new. It's been studied for centuries with roots in spiritual teachings like Christianity, and across centuries, cultures have seen it as a path to healing. But here's what's fascinating. It's not just about faith. Science is catching up. Research has shown that forgiving reduces stress. It lowers blood pressure and it even boosts immune function. So forgiving isn't just good for your soul, it's great for your health. According to the 2023 survey by the American Psychological Association, 71% of couples who worked on forgiveness reported higher relationship satisfaction within 6 months. So forgiveness is not saying that what you did is okay, or it's not condoning bad behavior. It's just choosing to not let the unforgiveness and resentment control you anymore. And oftentimes we're fed this idea that forgiveness has to be this one big dramatic event, but the actual fact is it's a messy, ongoing process. It's a journey. And it's just choosing to let go of the resentment and not letting it control you. That's a really huge difference. So let's head right into the steps that we need to take to start this journey of forgiveness. Step 1, acknowledge the hurt. You can't forgive what you don't acknowledge. Write it down, what hurt you and why. Be honest and also be compassionate towards your partner and towards yourself. Get it out of your head and onto paper. It gives you clarity. And now for the next step, which is step 2, understand their perspective. This doesn't mean excusing their actions, but I've always found that when you seek to understand somebody, when you understand what led that person to take those decisions or to act that particular way, it's very helpful in the forgiveness journey. I mean, empathy is going to be an absolute must if you're going to embark on this journey of forgiveness with your partner. A Stanford study found that people who actively practice forgiveness experience a 70% drop in feelings of anger within 4 weeks. And listen to this. When you understand your partner's perspective, that reduces your reactivity by 47%. Like, that's literally almost half the drama gone. Okay, now that we have done with step 2, it's time for step 3, and that is communicate your feelings. And I know this can be so tricky because sometimes it can go really south, but here's a pro tip for you when you're doing this process. Lead the conversations with things like I feel, or when you said this, it did this to me. Try avoiding words like you always or you never. Those absolutes are not really good for like forgiveness journeys or when you really want to start reconciliation. I mean, unless you want another fight. Okay, trust me, ask me how I know this. Okay, so step 4, choose to forgive. Forgiveness isn't a feeling, it's a choice. It's deciding that your love and your peace are more important than being right. It's a decision you'll have to make over and over and over again. As I've had to walk this forgiveness journey a lot with my partner, a lot with my husband, my spouse, I realized that forgiveness is not actually about the other person. It's for you. It's for your freedom. You must let yourself free. Don't let the other person's actions keep you in a cage. And then finally, step 5, to rebuild the trust. Trust takes time to rebuild. Start small, keep promises, and celebrate the progress. Just remember that healing isn't linear. It's a journey. It takes time, patience, consistency, and occasionally you want to throw it out. Forgiveness is really just the first step, but thriving as a couple takes mutual effort. Plan date nights, take up new hobbies together, and just laugh more. I remember a season in my marriage where both of us had offended each other, and it had just created an environment where we had built resentment and unforgiveness in our heart. And needless to say, the fruit of that was not love. And it was really a simple misunderstanding of our personality types and miscommunication and a bit of conflict resolution that we needed to learn, on top of just everything that was happening around us. And we just allowed the external pressures to get the better of us. And eventually, instead of just choosing love over resentment, I would not sit here and be like on my high horse and say, oh, we had just the perfect relationship and we were just absolutely lovey-dovey. No. We allowed unforgiveness to creep in. And the word of God says that there's the little foxes that spoil the vine. Over time, the environment of just laughing at each other's corny jokes and just watching funny videos together wasn't so fun anymore. And we sat down, and I had to sit down and say, is this what we want? What's the point of being in a relationship? What's the point of being married if it's not going to be fun? Of course, tough times are going to come, but honestly, the environment you want is a lot of hard work and it's intentional. And both of us had to make the decision that we have to forgive, even the little things, even the things like for not closing the toothpaste, all those little petty arguments that at that time seem small, but eventually build up to big things about financial decisions. And the truth is, when we dig deep inside, or when I dug deep inside, I didn't want to forgive sometimes because I thought I'll be letting him off the hook and he'll think that it's okay. And the funny thing is, when you're thinking that about your partner, they're probably thinking the same thing about you. Imagine if just both of you had that attitude. You're not going to get anywhere. It might feel impossible at first. Honestly, it can really feel impossible. What I'm asking you to do, the journey I'm asking you to embark on, is not something that is just a walk in the park. I mean, it's something so big that the disciples realized that they needed faith to be able to achieve it. They needed the help of God to achieve it. It's a journey worth taking. It's about just making the decision that both of you are going to heal together. And even if it's not healing together, even if right now in your relationship, you're the person that has to take that step, it's a step worth taking. And also, forgiveness will not erase the past, but you do have to take intentional steps to move forward. And think of it as you're both writing a new chapter in your relationship and in your journey moving forward. And so I want to challenge you today. What steps are we? When I say we, I include myself because I don't have it all figured out. I just know a few things that work well and I'm moving forward. We're keeping it moving. So what steps are you going to take today to start your forgiveness journey? Maybe you're saying that, oh, Pokes, but you don't understand. I've been hurt so bad. I don't understand because I don't know what your story is. But what I do know, when you decide to take these first steps at forgiveness, you will feel so much lighter. And so I just pray for all of you, for all your relationships, trusting that you'll be able to rebuild what has been broken. And even if it's not to rebuild, to at least take steps to set yourself free. Right there in the comments, I forgive today. Thank you for joining me today, and hopefully we can share our stories and ideas of how we can grow together and have flourishing relationships. Until next time.